So I mentioned the other day when I was introducing you to the Broadman hymnal that it says in here that these songs are contents are ready for use, and it mentions having I don't know if you call it a concordance or what, but then if you go to the back of the book, what pages are still left of it, you can find all the songs in the book, and they're listed by subject. Like, these are songs here that are good for duets, these are good for evening hymns, these are songs of faith, these are songs of fellowship, these are devotional songs, these are songs about the cross, these are songs about consecration, church, choruses, closing hymns, invitational hymns. I am missing a page back here, which is too bad. But I'm not going to be looking for a lot of songs. And I think about, like, when I see invitational hymns, it used to be in the church that the last song was always the song that was supposed to grab you and make you want to come down and take Jesus as your Savior. So they do songs like Just As I Am. That immediately comes to mind. It seems like it had about 6 verses in it. And sometimes it would be the longest song of the night and be the last song. And we couldn't wait to get out of the church because we'd had enough. And they'd have to sing all 6 verses of Just As I Am before they'd let you go. But anyway, that's a little bit of, it's interesting to be a child in church and being impatient and not wanting to be there really and wanting to be out playing baseball and stuff like that. But what I wanted to sing you, there's some other stuff back here too. Some of these are readings, like people, Bible verse readings that in churches, in a lot of churches, and a lot of churches still do this. They would have responsive readings. So one person would read, like here it says, Comfort ye my people, saith your God. And then the people would read, Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is paranoid. Isn't it interesting that here, in this book, it was written in 1940, they're talking about, Speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished. So what's going on in the Middle East right now? Think about that. Still. Didn't mean to get off on that, but hey, it is what it is. So let's see, I was going to do Oh How I Love Jesus for Anthony. Anthony, I think it was Anthony that might have been the one that said he'd never heard the song and he'd like to hear it. So I just go to the letter O in my index here. O. So you got O as a 0 letter because that's the title of the word, and then you got O-H. And here it is right here. Oh, how I love Jesus. That's on page 283. And you all know that the best engine Chevrolet ever made was a 283, right? So there you go. Oh, how I love Jesus is the song I probably sing the most, and it's on page 283. Just like every good Chevy enthusiast should have his song about Jesus on page 283. Hey, you're picking up what I'm putting down, I hope. In case any of you non-motorheads are looking at this, the 283 is the overhead valve V8 engine that Chevrolet made in 1957, I believe. Because in 55 they made the 265, and I think maybe in 56, and then I think it was 57 that they came out with the 283 cubic inch engine. 283. Oh, that's a good one too. I love that one. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. All these are good. Okay, here's the song. This is by F. Whitefield. How I Love Jesus. They're listing it as There Is a Name I Love to Hear, which is the first line of the song. But the name of the song, as I know it, is Oh, How I Love Jesus. So here it is. Ready? Here we go. There is a name I love to hear, I love to sing its worth. It sounds like music to mine ear, the sweetest name on earth. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me. It tells me of a Savior's love who died to set me free. It tells me of his precious blood, the sinner's perfect plea. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me. It tells me what my Father hath in store for every day. And though I tread a darksome path, yield sunshine all the way. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me. It tells of one whose loving heart can feel my deepest woe, who in each sorrow bears a part that none can bear below. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because he first loved me. Now I rarely ever sing all four verses because I can barely remember them. This part right here, it tells me what my Father hath in store for every day. And though I tread a darksome path, yields sunshine all the way. Think about that. I was just talking about that there are things going on that I'm aware of, and many of them influence my life, my day, my path here every day, and are of great concern. And here it says, though I tread a darksome path, yield sunshine all the way. I love that. That just gives me cold chills to sing that. I'm gonna go grab my banjo off the wall, and I'm gonna play that. It probably won't be. I don't know if I can sing it and play it at the same time, but I'm gonna bring it over here, and we'll try it. And I'll take you along. There's my little doggy buddy. I've got a couple of banjos. This one is the better one, the more expensive and the heavy one, but it has a broken string, and I usually have a lot of extra strings around, but I couldn't find one. Now this is an 1884 Dobson Victor banjo, and I'm going to play it. So I'm going to turn you around here so that you can see me. Hi. Nice to meet you. I might be better if I put that overhead light on. Let's try that. You can tell I planned exclusively how I was going to do this. There is a name I love to hear, I love to sing its worth. It sounds like music in my ear, the sweet sweetest name on earth. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because He first loved me. Now, it's pretty easy to play when you got it memorized, but I don't have the other verses memorized, and it might be good if I could, but so far I haven't conquered that skill. But let's just see if I can set this book up. I'm going to set it like that so that hopefully I can see this page. It tells me of a Savior's love, who died to set me free. It tells me of His precious blood, the sinner's perfect plea. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus, because He first loved me. It tells me what my Father has in store for every day. And though I tread a darksome path, it yields yields sunshine all the way. Now, if you're not walking with Jesus, you can't appreciate that. And I know I have lived in rebellion from God. Even though I was raised from the church, I left the church and I ran, and I always knew God somehow in my heart, in my empty places, when no one was around. The church rubbed me the wrong way for a lot of years, to the point where at one point I just said, I am done. I am done with church. I'm done being a Christian. I don't want any of that stuff. And I just ran. I ran out in the world. I ran hard. I ran dangerous. I didn't care if I died. It's funny how I talked about going through things that are hard. I had been through some things that broke me bad. Broke me so bad that I didn't think I deserved to live anymore. And I wanted to destroy myself. I had my hands on a man who burned to death in a truck. Crashed right in front of me. I was one of the first ones on the scene. I got inside the truck with him, and it was on fire, and he was on fire, and I couldn't get him out. And I blamed myself. Because I couldn't get him out. But you know, as much as I tried to destroy myself after that, for the next 30-something years, God didn't let me. God didn't push me. He didn't force me. He just was there, so that when I thought I was ready to drive off the side of the mountain, something would happen to make me think, not today, not today. And it could be something as simple as a song. I remember there was a night out in Cherokee. Where's that place out west? Wyoming. Some place out there. But one night it was a tape that Mad Dog Bobby gave me of George Winston playing the piano. I was ready for it to all be over that night, because I knew that nobody, if I died right there that night, nobody would ever care. Nobody would ever know. I shouldn't say that, because my parents were care, but how would they even know? How would they even know who I was if they found some dead truck driver out there somewhere off the side of a mountain? And I stuck that tape in. It's like, oh yeah, that brought me through that night, and that saved my life, and that was God. I had a time when a person got in my truck, in a truck stop, was looking for a ride. I told him I'd give him a ride, and I was telling him about what was going on then. I was driving an old Freightliner, and I was sure that Freightliner was trying to kill me. I named it Jezebel, and it would do things like, I'd be driving down the road and the headlights would all go out at once, and I remember it did that going through Dallas one time, and it was pitch black dark. And man, it's a freaky feeling when you're running 70, 80. That truck could do 115. When you're cruising down the road and suddenly you got no visibility, you're in total darkness. That'll, and that truck did things like that all the time. And I told this young guy that was hitchhiking, I said, I think this truck is trying to kill me. I think I ought to get out of this truck. And he looked straight at me, and he called me by my name. And he said, you're right. This truck is going to kill you. You need to get out of it. I didn't tell him my name. I think that's an angel. I think God sent an angel to talk to me that night to tell me that I needed to get out of that truck because it was going to kill me. Anyway, I've got a lot of stories. I've got a lot of life behind me. I can't talk about it all today. On the, let's see, it tells me what my Father has in store for every day. That book isn't opening up, and I'm going to sing that third verse one more time, and then I'm going to quit, honest. I ought to get one of those little clippy things. I got one of them clippy things like you put on the potato chip bag. Let me get one of them. Almost got me teared up here thinking about all that, talking about all that. Okay, Banjo, you sit right there. I'm going to take this little clippy thing. I'm going to put it on the book here so that it'll hold that page. And then let's see if I can see enough. Well, I ought to put one over here too. I can do that. Y'all just be patient with me. You ain't got nothing better to do. Hang on. Okay, let's get one like this right here. There. Okay, I think I can read that now. And though I tread a darksome path, yield sunshine all the way. It tells me what my Father hath in store for me each day. And though I tread a darksome path, yield sunshine all the way. I had a string go out of tune. Okay, that's day 2 of the Broadman hymnal. Maybe that's day 3. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate you. And if you don't know Jesus, I ain't telling you what to do. I often say I don't care what you do because I don't. I mean, I'm not in charge of you. God's in charge of you. But I just tell you, living life with a supernatural friend is a lot easier than doing it on your own. And I found it to be a lot more successful. Okay then, see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Love y'all. If you can think of a song you want me to sing, and I'll admit there's some songs I don't know, but if you can think of a song you want me to sing, and if I can sing it, I don't know all these songs, but if I can sing it, I will. Okay? Okay.